Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm really happy that you're here. Today we're going to talk about something that's really exciting to me, and I hope that it can become exciting to you and become a part of your routine. And that thing that we're going to be talking about is fasting. Today is going to be the Fasting for Beginners 101 course. Give you the basics on fasting, what it does, why it's beneficial, how to do it, how long to do it, all the information that you need to start a fasting lifestyle. Keep in mind there is multiple different length of fasts. There's multiple different ways to fast, and men and women should fast differently. So this video is going to be for both genders. I do recommend that if you are a female that you check out this book. I get a lot of my information from this book. I've read it / listened to it on Audible probably 2 or 3 times now. And it's just so informational. It breaks down how fasting correlates with a woman's menstrual cycle and how you should time it to make sure that you're getting the best benefits. So if you're really interested in learning more about that, I would suggest that book. It's a winner. Great book. One thing that is really staggering to me about this book is that it talks about what it means to be metabolically healthy, right? That means that you have stable levels in your blood pressure, your blood sugar, you have a healthy liver, you have healthy digestion, and you're able to metabolically process food. There was a study that was done at UNC, University of North Carolina, that showed that only 12% of Americans are metabolically healthy. That means that the rest of the population has either diabetes, Alzheimer's, infertility, mood disorder, cardiovascular disease, autoimmune disease, chronic pain. All of that has skyrocketed. All of those chronic diseases have skyrocketed in our country. And I'm sure a lot of you know a lot of that results from the food that we eat. We really have to focus on what we're eating so that we can make our bodies feel good. So what is fasting? What is fasting? Why is it good? Why should I be doing it? Fasting is very simply the absence of food, not eating food, doing water only, and keeping your body hydrated while you allow it to do what it's meant to do. You know, back in the hunter-gatherer days, they didn't have a fridge full of food that they could open in the morning. Right when they woke up, 7 o'clock in the morning, they didn't have a McDonald's drive-thru that they could go get this sandwich. They had to go out and find their food, and sometimes they didn't find food until 11 or 2 or whenever they were able to find their food. So their body was given time to be able to work its magic and cleanse itself before it got its next meal. So some of the benefits of fasting, right? So obviously the first one is weight loss. Then you can control your high blood pressure. I had high blood pressure just chronically. Insulin resistance, I do have diabetes in my family, in my gene pool. So that's one really big one to me. I don't want to be the next generation in my family that gets type 2 diabetes. Inflammation, a lot of the foods that we eat nowadays cause a lot of inflammation. So fasting can help break down that inflammation and give your body a rest. Lowering cholesterol, it repairs your gut microbiome, which gets all funky from sugar. If you eat too much sugar or processed foods, your gut microbiome goes into like a frenzy and it just doesn't know what to do. It also improves neurodegenerative disease like dementia and Alzheimer's, and it can help avoid those. So fasting, especially when you do it for longer periods of times, you produce ketones, which we're going to get into those in a little bit. Don't worry, I'll tell you what ketones are. But the ketones are like a superfood for your brain. So it really brings back your brain's powers and it gets you at your prime brain health, which helps avoid those diseases later down in the road. Another thing about fasting that's really cool is it helps improve your hormone production. So when you fast, your serotonin goes up, which is your happy hormone. Your dopamine goes up, which is what you get when you eat a food that you like. If you eat a nice piece of ice cream or your favorite pizza, you get a dopamine rush and you feel good from eating that food. Fasting improves that dopamine even without having to have food. Just from your body working on itself, you get that automatic dopamine reset. And the last one is GABA. GABA is something that is the brain's main inhibitory neurotransmitter, meaning that it calms the neural activity. When your GABA is improved, you feel calmer, you feel more relaxed, your stress goes down. Also, when you fast, the ketones go to that neurotransmitter and they help you feel stress-free. So when you fast, you not only get the health benefits, you get the brain benefits, and you get the intestinal gut benefits. So there are so many benefits to fasting, even from short-term intermittent fasting up until the 72-hour fasting, which we're going to talk about the differences. But all of those play a part into what improvements it does to your body. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about the different type of fasts, how long they go, and what benefits you get at what hour.
Okay, so here we have it, our hourly benefits of fasting. Between 4 to 8 hours is usually when your blood sugar decreases and your stomach starts to empty, so that's when you're going to feel hungry again, and normally you're going to eat your next meal. At 12 to 14 hours, the state of ketosis begins, your digestive system starts to reset, and this is when the self-healing process starts. So between 12 to 14 hours, your stomach is working on getting all of that glucose out. During 16 to 18 hours, that's when your fat burning and ketones increase. That's when I first started seeing that I was entering ketosis. And this is when your inflammation also starts to decrease. So your body is starting to get those repairs done. At 24 hours, your stomach is completely emptied. Your glycogen stores have been depleted and your autophagy starts, which means that those cellular repairs are starting to get cleaned up. 12 hours later, at 36 hours, your autophagy has increased up to 300%. Increase in fat loss, dopamine, and anti-aging benefits, and your microbiome reset has started. At 48 hours, your immune system is in full swing, reset, your fat burning is optimized, your dopamine pathways are reset, you are feeling good, and your human growth hormone, which is going to help you build muscle and lose fat, is at 200% increase. So if you want a good workout, this is a good time to improve your muscles. 72 hours, you have entered into superhero territory. Your body is breaking down old immune cells and making new ones. Your body is making its own stem cells, which people pay thousands of dollars to get stem cells inserted into their bodies. And the reboot of your entire immune system, where deep healing begins, is just thriving. So your body is in prime state at the 72-hour point.
So now that we talked about what happens at each hour and how it really impacts your body, we're going to run through how it feels to fast. There's a lot of negative stigma about how you're going to pass out or you're going to feel terrible or, just people's assumption of what it feels like to fast, which I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Sometimes it's not easy, which is why there's multiple different length fasts where you can choose which one would be best for you. They do recommend doing the 72-hour fast like twice a year. So it's not like you have to be doing that once a month or putting it into your regular regime. So as promised, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of ketones. What is a ketone? Why is it so fabulous? And what does it do? So a ketone is a chemical released from your liver. When your body gets rid of all the glucose that it has stored from any food that you've eaten recently, your body needs to give yourself energy. Your brain still needs energy, your muscles still need energy. So your body starts forming its own form of energy called ketones. And you can be in ketosis when you're eating foods. That's why people do the keto diet, because those foods don't raise your glucose. So your body is still making ketones. But when you fast, your ketone supply goes up dramatically, like 200% ketones. So those ketones start switching on autophagy, which these are all big words, I know, but there is a cause for all of them. Autophagy is when your body starts to clean up its own cells. So it starts eating those dead white blood cells and it starts cleaning up any sort of inflammation that's in your body. Ketones are the ones that help improve the anti-inflammatory. So they reduce chronic diseases, they help prevent cancer, they help eat cancer. We're all born with cancer. We all have cancer cells inside of us. It's just what you eat and what you do in your lifestyle that is going to help determine if you're going to have to get rid of those cancer cells or if they grow or if they become bad. So the ketones help get rid of all of that bad stuff that's in your body. And again, I'm doing this for beginners, so I'm trying to use very layman terms so that it's understood by all. Another awesome thing that the ketones do is that they push your body to start using the fat that is stored around your organs. This fat is called visceral fat. This is the fat that makes you very unhealthy. If you've ever seen someone who seems skinny around their arms and their legs, but they have a very big belly, sometimes it's hard to the touch. You can't actually grab the fat. That is because their organs are suffering from being swallowed by fat. All of their organs are not able to function properly because they have so much stored fat. So when your ketones start producing at this high rate, they go after those fats because they need energy. They're trying to find energy to bring to your brain, to bring to your muscles so that your organs can keep moving properly. So they start grabbing all of that fat around your organs, and it's miraculous. I mean, you lose all that visceral fat. So yes, ketones are the powerhouse of fasting. You really want to be in deep ketosis the whole time that you're fasting. You want to get that autophagy as soon as you can. Your body starts to get rid of all of the food sources at around 12 to 24 hours. So after 24 hours, your body switches into that fat burner stage from the sugar burner, and you are fully running on ketones. So from 24 hours, however long you fast, your body is now going to be eating all of the fat that's inside of you. So that's where the weight loss comes from. Your body is really incredible. And that's why I started doing so much research on this, because I couldn't believe that my body would be able to do this all by itself just with the absence of food. Once it is out of food, it almost goes into survival mode, but in the best way possible. Your body feeds itself and creates its own energy that cleans up anything, any damage that you've done, any damage that food or environments have done, and it makes yourself in prime mode to be able to go out and hunt as they used to do back in the day. So that is why, I got pregnant both times when I was fasting. My body put itself into its prime state when I was fasting, and it made my fertility just go above and beyond. And I got pregnant so fast. If you're struggling with infertility, you might need to clean up some of your internal inflammation. So I took videos of myself at 24 hours, 48 hours, 60 hours, and 72 hours. And I just wanted to give you feedback as to how I was naturally feeling, what I was doing to help myself get through it, and how my days were going. So the next couple videos are gonna have that included in it, also with some tips that I put in and the ketone strips. So don't miss out, keep watching so that you can see how my ketones changed and increased over the amount of time. Alrighty, here we are. 24 hours fasted. You know, the first 24 hours is the most difficult time period to get through, because after 24 hours, the ketones start going to your brain and they turn off your hunger receptor. So you stop getting that feeling of being hungry after 24 hours. But up until that first 24 hours, it can get rough. Once you start making ketones, your body is pretty much producing its own burning system. And I actually just did, I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, so these are the strips that I use. They're urine test strips. So you do pee on it and then you match it up to whichever level you're at. And this shows you where you are on the ketone meter. So I'm right at about in between here. So I'm just starting to get ketones, pretty much 0.5. So for fasting, you really want to be at 1.5. That's when you know that you're getting your full max ketones or just flooding into your bloodstream. If you go up higher, it can get more dangerous because that's too much glucose for your body to handle. But 1.5 is really where you want to be. So I'm at 0.5 after 24 hours, and we're going to want to see if we're at 1.5 in the morning. So that is where my ketones are at right now, which is really exciting. That's a good spot to be at for 24 hours. They're just starting to come in. So I'm officially switching over into the fat burning stage instead of sugar burner. Just remember, sugar burner is coming from our food. Fat burner is coming from our resources inside. So now I know that when I'm going to sleep, my body's going to be burning fat and cleaning up my immune system, cleaning up all of those toxins inside of me while I'm sleeping. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna be at 36 hours, and I'm gonna be halfway there. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning at 8:30. So we are 36 hours into our fast, and I'm having another cup of some hot water with Celtic sea salt just to replenish my electrolytes, sodium, potassium, keep all of that up. It helps you avoid headaches. It helps you avoid being tired. Just really good to keep those minerals in your body. I am feeling really good. You know, at 36 hours, this is called the fat burner fast. So this is when your body is really starting to find all of those sugars that are stuck in your cells in different places, and it's using that as energy. So your ketone levels really start to increase. I woke up and my ketones are at 1.5, so I'm in prime ketone production right now. There's ketones surging through my bloodstream, and that's going to be my fuel for the day. So there's going to be no food that's fueling me, just my body fueling itself. So today we are going to go for a walk. During fasting, you really want to do minimal workouts, rest as much as you can, let your body kind of work from the inside. You know, also just a full disclaimer for everyone watching this, fasting isn't easy. No matter if you're a seasoned faster, if you're just looking into it, if you do intermittent, if you do long term, it's really not mentally easy, but the rewards are what keeps you going. Is working out easy? No. Is committing to going to the gym easy? No. Is committing to eating a healthy lifestyle easy? No. But all of the benefits that come along with that are so good for you. And fasting is just another one of those things where you have to be motivated and be determined and understand. That's why I do want to do videos like this, so that people are educated as to what really happens and the benefits of fasting, so that you can have it in your mind. Okay, I know that this isn't going to be easy to resist food for 1, 2, 3 days, however long you want to do it for. But once you know what your body is doing on the inside when it's not eating food, should be motivating to keep going. That's my main thing. I'm re-listening to my book right now because I needed that motivation as to what I'm really getting when I'm tapping into these longer fasts. So please keep in mind, it's not easy. If you feel discouraged and you start to do it and it's just not it, try again in a couple weeks. I have tried multiple times in the past couple months to reach another 72-hour fast, and I've gotten to 24 hours, I've gotten to 36 hours, and then I just didn't feel right. So I was like, okay, I did good. I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna break my fast lightly, and I'm gonna try again. Never continue fasting if you don't feel good. If it doesn't feel right, or if you feel jittery, or if you feel a big headache that's kind of uncomfortable, just stop. Whatever you've reached is amazing. You've gained some benefits. Try again another time. Okay, so we are 48 hours into my fast, and today was pretty smooth, to be honest. I went through all of my glucose storage within my body, so my body has officially used all of the food that I had stored in my body, and it's now burning visceral fat and using ketones to fuel my brain, and I feel great. I feel very clear. I feel very motivated. Tomorrow's going to be great. We're going to make a bone broth soup. We're going to have it simmering all day. And tomorrow evening I will get to eat and break my fast with some bone broth, and it's going to be great. So excited. This is my first meal in 72 hours, and I have some bone broth with oxtail that's been sitting, stewing in there for hours, and I'm ready. Cheers. Food just tastes so much better after you have a break from it.
Pulling up black windows once you go down. You must be crazy if you think that I'ma slow down. Don't wanna hear it talking shit from the drama. Keep it coming, I'ma send you to your mama. Mr. Whip, get the guns out. Dropping bodies in the place till the sun's out. Can't fuck with this, I'm doing it.
All right, y'all, so as you can see, there's so many reasons to love fasting. From back in our ancestry days, fasting has always been something that we've leaned into to cleanse our body, to get us in prime shape, to get us and our organs acting as they properly should, and to detox from everything that is out there nowadays. In our society, we have way too much access to poisonous foods, to foods that are filled with toxins and colors and chemicals. All of this messes up our body so badly, and that's why we're having so many mental problems, because our body doesn't know how to function from what we're feeding it. If we can all start tapping into fasting, we can start cleansing our body from those toxins and bringing us back to our prime health. When we're back in our prime health, guess what? We're going to avoid all of those terrible diseases that we can get in the future. Those diseases used to be called the king's diseases. Why? Because the kings were able to eat anything that they wanted. They got what they wanted at the snap of a finger. All of us are trying to live like kings, and all of us are getting the king's diseases. So if we can take a step back, start eating more simply, eat what the earth gives us, eat pure animals, eat pure vegetables, and avoid anything that's in a box or in a bag or that has an expiration date. Just stop eating all of this garbage, all of us collectively. And if we start adding fasting and intermittent fasting from 13 to 15 hours, you can do that on a daily basis so easily. If you want to reach up to 24 hours, you're a superstar. If you want to go further, you can tap into so much that you haven't been able to feel in your body in a long time. I'm really excited that you guys were here. If you stayed through to the end of this, good for you. Congratulations. I hope that you can take this information, input it into your life, and please comment how you feel. Comment how you feel during your fast. I've had different experiences during every single fast, but none of them have ended negatively. I've always felt so much clearer, and obviously I lose weight, I feel better, my insides feel good. So I want to hear how other people feel when they go through the fast too. And I'm looking forward to more videos. I have so much more that we're going to go over, and I hope you stick around for it. So we'll see you then.